Welcome to Open Minds, Open Mic, the place to be on a Friday night. We have a very special delight for you. A room full of just amazing poets, friends, family, human beings, just people who want to share this creative energy that flows through us all. Uh, my wife and I were talking about this poem the other day. I haven't written anything new, but I think I'm gonna start the night off with this. I wrote it for Spongo when he was gonna feature for us about 3 years ago, maybe more now. I don't know. It's been a while. It's called Phantoms. Goes like this. Manifesting phantoms, fanning messes, finding blessings once the dust left us. Amongst the stuff I saw a box labeled only open with trust and pure thoughts. I wiped the cobwebs off, took a deep breath in and paused, cleared my mind. Not sure what I'd find inside, felt a tingle run up my spine, goosebumps down my arms. Don't be alarmed, a voice whispered to my heart. I began to start untying ribbons, so ornate and carefully placed, beginning to taste the sweetness in my mouth. The air in the house smelled like an old memory I just couldn't live without. Slowly, I lifted the lid. And as I did, I felt a great presence enter the room. This present was meant for you. The voice softly spoke again. I closed my eyes as I set aside the lid, felt a rush of love and light wash over my soul. I opened my eyes, took a look inside. What a surprise, a true sight to behold. The voice then told me to hold on to this treasure forever. Never forget this gift. Protect it with great care. It is yours to share with all you ever have and ever will love. Suddenly, a force from above entered into my being. I then began seeing my destiny laid out in front of me to spread love and peace across the globe with the greatest of ease. I gotta still work on that one. I'm still trying to figure out the delivery and committed to memory. I had to read a little bit there.
That one memorized. Okay.
Yeah.
Bank line.
And then speaking of which, too, here I'll do one more for you because I've been practicing this one and I think I'm nailing this one. And the more I perform it, the more I'm like, man, this is a fucking dope piece. And I'm sure you guys have all heard this, but I like performing it. This is when I'm like, hey, you guys want to hear a poem? Like, I got about right. Hey, you guys want to hear a poem? And then I read this and everyone's like, damn, okay. Like, because when you ask someone that, right, you're like, hey, you guys want to hear a poem? Like people, they don't know what we're doing with poetry, right? So they're always kind of like, oh, like roses are red, violets are blue, like you know what I mean? And you start spitting, especially CP. I'm sure you get this reaction. I'll tell you, like, hey, you guys want to hear a poem? And you start spitting. By the end of it, like everyone's fucking gripping onto the side of the wall, their hair is blown back, and you know. But I like this one. It's called I Remember. My mind unwinding, finding clues I left behind me. Designed for my uprising, I choose the breath inside me. Lined by undying views of a muse who sat beside me. Knowledge I held tight to. Language I spelled right through. Image I excelled my sights true. Through pieces of my past life into speeches that I cast live, a few breaches in my glass eye review teachers as I pass by. I grew true glitches stitched in space-time to expand my mind in lieu of bass vibes. Sincerely, who knew the hinges had been swinging freely, briefly allowing wishes to seep deep into reality? Clearly astounding, these glimpses creep around me. It's beginning to allow me to see how we fit existing in this now beat. I sit emitting a resounding bright light that surrounds me, insisting I might take flight proudly. Loudly, I sound off, tossed a few words into the sky while I fly around lost, spew 2/3 of my mind at no cost to you or whoever happens to cross paths with the version of me rapping about these diversionary tactics. certain words to make them backflip. Shit, I classically spit magic. Just so happens that I burden birds who passively flew past it. I sarcastically chew plastic, surge into Earth's passage, managed to do damage artistically, rhythmically, laughing about all the past lives I was trapped in, cause the one known as no one knows what happened. So I fashioned a glowing orb from a flowing storm, so I had something to pass him for hunting crass hymns while transmitting Gnostic visions by twisting optic ribbons. See, I remember being born on more than one occasion. A defender who has sworn to warn all of the neighbors. I render my physical form based on all the greatest. Am I the bravest or a sadist? Flipping through all life's pages, I found out we're all made with the same sound vibrations. I blame ground displacement for lame, unbound migrations. So, salutations, my friends, with all my love and appreciation.
Oh, ow.
I like that piece, but that's so then yeah, I'm like, you guys want to hear a poem? And then I draw it and they're like, what the fuck? But yeah, we have a wonderful night. We got Shocky G just showed up in the house. Oof, oof. We got Sophia Falco, John Michael, Maddie, Mary, CP, Maze, Terry, Karen, Melander, Magoo, who's up next. Or no, actually, no, Terry's up next. I meant on deck, we've got Karen, Melander, Magoo. And stepping up to the plate now, we have Terry Rose, one of my favorite people, and I hope one of yours. If you can unmute yourself and bless us with some words, we would greatly appreciate it.
So Shaki's here, you said? So I did this in her workshop. There's 3 pieces I'm going to do. First one, places of comfort. Ode to my car, my solitude, but for the whirl of the engine, my shiny wheels, the wind at my heels as we travel together, my personal sound booth where nothing is recorded, my non-judgmental friend who listens to me scream, my safe place where I can confess my sins, my cone of silence when I've had enough of the din, my escape as I get away for miles on roads that are rough, my hotel when I'm too tired, too tough, my therapist who said it's okay to dream as the GPS will guide us. One of these days, our trust in AI will take us into direction, places, follow, eyes closed. That something's messed up about that last line. I just fixed it now. It took, wait a minute. It messed up my last line. Hey, hang on. Take us. Oh, okay. It was supposed to be dire. That's what it didn't sound right. Okay. One of these days, our trust in AI will take us into dire places. Oh, God. My phone just died.
Dire places, her phone's dying. Why waste this energy that you got flowing? Just go ahead and go with it. Welcome, Squigs. We're having a slight bit of technical difficulties. Our performer's phone died.
Hey,
How you been, Squigs? I ain't seen you in a minute. I hope world's treating you good.
ups and downs, man. Getting better though. I think I'm on an up here. How you been?
I've been actually on an up for a minute now. I'm exhausted. I'm
Nice.
sore, but I've never been happy.
Sorry.
A new job, a new place to live. Like, well, welcome back, Terry. Yeah, if you want to pick up where you're at.
I can't because my phone died and the pieces were on my phone.
Oh,
I know, right? It's the worst. But you know what? I have some old shit I can read. Let me get into some old shit.
And then before you know it. Credit one bank.
You guys can still hear me?
yes.
Yes,
Oh,
we
okay.
can.
I started to panic thinking that this thing was gonna die. Okay. Okay, let me get into some old pieces. When life gives you oranges, scream, Orange Julius. Give me heartburn. Never can drink the stuff without the backwash choking my throat. The milk curdles from the acid of the juice, floating in a white fluff. Pain in the gut, pain from the roots. Blame it on the juice. Yeah, blame it on the Nazi boots on the ground, all around, deporting, recruited for the first day back. That the big sack of oranges refused to abolish all that we hold dear. The decree after decree, wished I lived in a tree rather than this country, burning of the books, pardoning of crooks, giving the incapacitated minds not a second look to lock, just action, action. We want action. Action, fruit for brains has squirted in pre-ejaculation, but the juice can't get no love. If the juice don't look like this, blame it on the boots. The one should be shoved way up where the Mar-a-Largo sun don't shine. Keep the small minds out of the schools. We still need our education. Want to be preacher, leave our kids alone. We don't need no thought control. Get gun patrol out of the classrooms. They looking for illegal people who resemble a paper bag scale shade of pale. Not enough for you to leave them kids alone. I want to see you laying prone or on your knees making apologies for your despicable policies.
Whoop. Everybody, do me a favor. Unmute yourselves and give it up for Terry Rose Jertson.
Woohoo!
A rose is a rose is a rose.
So many roses, rows of rows over you. They rose over. So,
Should I do another one or no?
oh yeah, because we only got like half that first poem, bro. You owe us at least another half of
I'm
poem.
so mad that happened. I'm really mad. Because
I know I want to hear it because I know Shockey's
yeah,
on
yeah.
point.
I got some
want
good.
to hear the
Yeah.
rest of them. Throw your
I
phone
had
on
some
the
good
charger. We'll
shit
see you
in
in
there.
round two.
Yeah. So now all I got is old shit. Sorry. Words challenge the norm. Never mind the form your words will take. Just make them move from the silent place, push down in your chest, out the sealed lips on your face. We have to change the human race because we are made of pieces of heaven. And your words remind us, as is above, so is below. As is above, so is below.
Yeah. Everybody, now do me a favor. Unmute yourselves one more time and give it up for Terry.
Hey, shout out to the phone. Word.
Yeah. Everybody send your energies to her phone. Let's recharge this thing so we can
Oh,
hear
good
it.
God. Yeah, I should have noticed it was down, but of course I did. In the middle of whatever. I'll get it next time.
Excellent. All right, well, on deck, we've got CP mate. But coming up to the stage now, we have one of my favorite human beings on this planet, Karen Melander Magoon. If you could unmute yourself and bless us with some words, I would greatly appreciate it.
There. Okay. Thank you. And that was lovely, Terry. Now I gotta find where okay. I'm gonna do something on, I was trying to find something that mentioned Canada. Well, this is called The Edge of Immigration, and at least it gets into the Indigenous people. Oppression, eviction, herding of Indigenous peoples by white oppressors. The indigenous Nez Perce, once settled in East Oregon, pushed to the edge, evicted from their lands after our own Civil War, ordered to Washington, seeking freedom under Chief Joseph, fleeing towards Canada, yet again forced southeast by U.S. military, pushed to relocate, seeking homes as far as Oklahoma, victims of the aftermath of slavery, the discovery of gold. Indigenous peoples become inconvenient hosts upon the land, victims of relocation. White Europeans take their homes, cut their trees, dam off their salmon, force them to be nomads on their own land, while their children today, resettled in Oregon, Washington, and Idaho, remain restless, wanting to tell their story, an integral part of our history, woven into the original fabric of this country, threaded with the tales of Chinese, of Spanish and European, tales of artist and artisan, of fisher and hunter, planter and cook, speakers of many languages, dancers and musicians, yellow or red skin, black, brown, or white, woven with the Nez Perce, creating the tapestry, creating the symphony of our nation, a living ensemble of many lines, all seeking freedom and harmony, many under snow-covered mountains, embracing fecund valleys, crossed by snake and powder rivers, inundated with lakes and ponds, cliff dwellings, cattle, sheep, horses, possessed by nature and history, all belonging to the land, all belonging to themselves, holding to the edge of a plate of time.
I just absolutely love your poetry, your mind, just your heart. Do you have a second piece?
I was looking for something again that might fit. Okay, this is the last poem of my book called A Waiting World, and it's called Putty in the Hands of God, of Gods. The world sweeps by, circling and rotating through history, spewing molten rock, cooling and burning again, finding in its carbon, oxygen, and life, in its minerals, sustenance, means to create, molding elements, splitting atoms and microbes, tiny bubbles of existence, floating, swimming, flying, becoming, as we become each day, existence emerging from our clay, putty in the hands of gods we cannot understand. Against all odds, we rise from dust, from fire, from land, from water, as all earth and all its life exists and is of water, pouring through and into all that makes our planet blue, and all her spins and circles in elliptic paths and cadences are a part of who we are, a song of ages spun throughout, a world of stars, a world of blue. Thank you.
Ooh,
Thank you so
Karen,
much.
my favorite. Thank you. Thank you for being you. We appreciate you. We love you.
I'm
Everybody.
gonna have to go soon because I'm ushering for American Conservatory Theater here, and don't ask me what we're doing. I'm not sure, but I agreed to usher, so I have to go real soon. But thank you so much. It's always a
Well,
delight to be here.
well, it's unfortunate that you'll have a less entertaining night. All right, going to Usher for American Theater, like rather being, opposed to being in an art room here. But it will still be entertaining. You'll still be surrounded by wonderful people. Maybe not so as wonderful as people we have here, but we appreciate your responsibility and your duty as a poet to bring us wonderful work like that. And thank you so much. And we hope that you have a wonderful night. Everybody, do me a favor, give all the love you have for Karen Melander, my girl.
Woo!
Gorgeous language.
All right.
Amazing as always. On deck, we've got Mary Jennings, but coming up to the plate now, we got my boy CP Mays. How you doing? I'm loving the salmon pink. You look professional. Do you have some?
And your shirt sucks.
There's my people. There's my people. I love my people so much. Thank you. Makes me feel good. Yeah, it's good. I put on a collared shirt, kept the nails black. I had to do this Veterans Affairs thing today, so I'm kind of coming off that whole evaluation thing. So I'm glad to be here. I'll do a new one and an old one because I know Shockey likes the old one. Here's a new piece, a new old piece I found. It's from like I think 2015. If my pride could be strip searched during my most convincing moments in life, you'd find low self-esteem, PTSD, a pint of Jim Beam, and a bunch of prescription pills my witch doctors and my pharmacists seem to agree upon. I'm not emotional. I'm not emotional enough. I'm a backflip off a busted pew away from hello, my name is, I'm on my fourth love, and I promise to take care of my first love's daddy issues real soon. I'm not behind the power curve. My vocal cords are hanging from the arc of it. I'm eyes open, standing up during church prayer services while everyone else is closed eyes, kneeling down when my heart breaks. It sounds like a heroin needle dropping in Vancouver. Before you judge me, no convictions are something my bloodline can't live without. Piano keys, guitar riffs, and smiles. The sun will rise. All of our former lives held their lighter fluid hands together as they burned bridges and flags in our name. Fireworker of rebirth, you flash mob of magnificence, you curtail cocktail of Molotov. I know you don't want to love somebody else, but sooner or later you're gonna have to love yourself. Piano keys, I'll be the one to hold the dance. Summer evening, the spray paints into oblivion, attach our names to tangible and smile while we do it. Say goodbye to the emotionalist nowhere. We were born with back alleys for backbones, juggled penitentiary chances for faith. You gorgeous sonnet of messy sheets. Last night we entered each other's dream and spoke fluid eyelids. We were born with back alleys for backbones. Refurbished rhythms, stumbling pissy drunks through heartbeats, half stoned, took the train station tongue and let me off at the end of the line. Beautiful, I'll stand here with my pockets turned inside out, with flapping ribcage open, ready for any one of your heartbreaking past lives to simply take off. I can fly. Smile. Guitar riff. The dead has arisen. Sleepwalking dead still living, preachers slanging heaven, some still pimping, veteran phantom ghosts, itching limbs leaving soldiers, too young to still be crippin'. There's a lover somewhere right now, waiting for the shooting stars to come out. She's wearing love and let go, sponsored by the heart. She got carjacked for off her frail sleeve. I know you want to go far away from here. I know the exacto that made you laugh, also made you cry, made you believe that even your parents didn't believe in you. I know where the wild things grow. But you're way too busy swallowing your bar-tabbed circumstances to GPS the goddamn directions. There will always be a jukebox bourbon playing just the right song for you. There will always be a beam of sunshine that the sun created just for you. Created at this moment, in this exact same time. You're breathtakingly beautiful, babe. But you're too busy suffocating in the verse of cons that you can't believe it. So you fuck till birth control plays doctor. And you need tomorrow to give you a second opinion. Prove that you were here. Don't disappear into that tune-up called life without blowing out a piston with passion. I can't tell you that your life was all bad, but I can tell you give brain like you were born book smart with a pop quiz for a tongue. Is that the way you prefer love to talk to you? Do you only want to be remembered for your bourbon backside and tequila thighs and condom hangovers? God damn it, your past is so far past that you think your past is your only future. She will have a child one day, posing for pictures. And on that day, the sun will grace you perfect, babe. A Polaroid of a piston that spontaneously spark plugs into the holes that was premising from our past. We load the recoil. His suicide wasn't your fault. Now your future doesn't have a name, so create one, please. Reload the recoil. They say cremation is just cremation in the end. I say make sure you bury me with my fucking shoes on. They say love, let go. I say let go, love, if you ever want love to never let you go again. Reload the recoil. Poem, yeah.
God damn, hey, Shocky got, hey, straight up, bury me with my fucking shoes on.
Bury me with my shoes on. Yeah.
Fuck, man.
And for Shocky. Woo. Cigarettes for breakfast. A tall boy for lunch. Jack Daniels for dinner. It still ain't enough. I got a closet in my pocket. A stomach full of wine, a never-ending cyclone. You're scraping up my eyes and nothing seems to matter. No one keeps me full. Untie knots in my stomach. I'm tired of playing cool. You split a blunt with your pinky nail. Filled it with my most memorable face plants and a lot of weed. Held hands with all of the mistakes I made and got so stoned. You heard Hendrix and the wind cry Mary. I never fell in and out of love. I belly flopped and cannonballed into it. You, with your Kid Icarus orgasm, solar flare, I tried Big Bangs and fell from the sky. Make no mistake, before you ground me, moon, madness, metaphors, and made men made me a Martian. Made my missing rib the skeleton key virgin angels slipped out of their chastity belts for. Made me always slide condoms over my karma, so when she stops by to fuck me over, I'd always be safe. Stage fright your lipstick across my crowd surf collarbone and stick the landing. Suture stitch my performance anxiety out of love notes and paper cuts and slow golf claps. I'm so sorry. So sore here, massage therapy mouth, unzip your jeans and manipulate my gravity, aurora borealis, and anesthesia, and amnesia, and air guitars all applaud Maddie. You are God's only encore. Sashay skin crawl, leave love here before we lose our tempers, before our funny bones punchline you before our rock slide shy shoulders almost make me miss her avalanche. Unpaved parking lot palms, never picking up the phone on the first 3 rings. Because Father, Son, and Holy Ghost prank call too much. Never once did she tell me she trusted me, Sophia. Only underdogs, misfits, and halos with loony bins within them. Her pro-con lists are stolen ex-con texts and diapers because love always knew how to go ape shit. Ceiling fans spun from under tops of our prescription bottles and dared our cross-country to breathe. As if Lady Liberty Terry slipped off her lingerie just for us to take shots of bourbon from her garter belt. Americana, we were weirdos without a guest list, guilty of crashing any pity party we could find, always waiting for angels to cliff jump off into her jeans as if her Molotov mouth wasn't made from 2 parts. I don't give a damn, as if the last part wasn't part of me as I kissed the sky, as if all of the riot gear guards wouldn't sponsored by bartenders and bar stools, Jack Daniels and John the Baptist, Jose Cuervo and a juvenile Jesus Christ, as if her maker smart bourbon breath didn't daydream she would be the holder of holy water as a kid, as if asking hardworking angels if end of year Christmas bonuses for making prayers meet were worth it, or Squigs whether heaven's heavy taxes were worth the worry, or whether Thursday's grins were unfurloughed from karma, making it through hump day without birth control if you leave. The birthmarks above my collarbone will hang themselves from Adam's apple, as if hunger was to free will, as if free will is to fig leaves were to curfew, as if bright ideas kept cliches as chains off doors, as if porch lights still stayed on, as if our late nights lived in light bulbs, as if spinning around our wine bottles, as if they were lighthouses, as if our love didn't look like it came in waves crashing down, as if our skin wasn't as pardoned us as we kissed the sky, as if our insecurity wasn't fluent in speaking pillow talk, as if she wasn't as gorgeous as an alcoholic asking a bartender for another goddamn drink, as if the jukebox didn't go juke joint Jimi Hendrix. Excuse me while I kiss the sky, as if pardon us while we all kiss the sky, as if in need of our Ambien, Abilify, the Motragine, I can keep rattling them off, and alibi parades, as if their royalty wasn't, as if they're not all gateway gods, as if he wasn't a homecoming king, as if his homecoming king crown wasn't a Prince Charming makeoff, as if they never stood up on every float they ever found on heroin, as if blushing tiaras aren't hiding themselves, as if storybook endings ain't all in rehab, as if fairy godmothers and their princesses aren't powdering their noses with Snow White cigarettes for breakfast, a tall boy for lunch, Jack Daniels for dinner. It still ain't enough. I got a closet in my pocket, a stomach full of wine, a never-ending cyclone. You're scraping out my eyes and nothing seems to matter. No one keeps me full. Untied knots in my stomach. I'm tired of playing cool. Just give me a confirmation. Don't paint me a pretty lie. Just give me one reason to not want to die. Oh, love, I'll break all your rules. Oh, love, I'll break all your rules.
To quote Shockey from another time, like, that was fucking horrible. Fuck you. You should stop writing poetry and give us all a damn chance.
Appreciate it.
Hell
Like,
yeah.
holy fuck, bro. That like the first piece you spit too, I ain't heard yet. And I don't think I've heard that other one too. I've been out of the game for a minute, and goddamn, CP.
Yeah. I just need the
I
vent.
love you,
Thank y'all.
brother.
Yeah, thank y'all
Yeah.
for having me.
Everybody, do me a favor, unmute yourselves and give it up for my brother CP Amaze.
Ooh.
All right, CP.
Hey,
Thank
Amazing
you.
as always.
Fuck.
Wow.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all.
I hope you
And
sweat it all out.
yeah, and
I can't wait to see you too at the biggest regional competition.
I know, I'm scared. Don't
Thomas.
scare me.
She's gonna be there. I can't wait to support. I can't wait to support Shockey. Finally, I get to see Shockey in the flesh and blood. It's gonna be so awesome.
hey, I need two things from you, CP. When you see Shockey, and I know
can't-
Shockey Fish ain't no hugger, you need to try to fucking hug her, because if anyone get a hug, it's gonna be you. So I need
Well,
you to pass a hug from
Okay.
me to Shockey. Big hug. If you get a black eye, that's on me. You can give me one back, next time you see me. But yeah, if you could do that, and then number two, take as many pictures, videos, everything you can, and just spread my love to everybody. And I'd really
Got it.
appreciate it.
You got it. Shockey's hugs are like they're worth a lot of money on the black market.
That's what I'm saying. That's like, if you could sneak one in there, I got you, bro. Yo, thank y'all so much for being here. We have so many more artists coming up. We might even do a round two. I'm feeling good. We all hanging out. It's a nice night. On deck, we got John Michael stepping up to the plate now. We've got Mary Jennings. I've missed you. I haven't seen you in a while. You looking beautiful. I'm loving the hair. I'm loving the glasses. I'm loving the smile. If you could bless us with some words, I would greatly appreciate it.
Yes, I shall bless you. Thank you. It's been a while, I know. Lately some of the poetry that I've been writing has been inspired by the life and music of Connie Converse, who was a folk singer in the Greenwich Village in the early 1950s, and as an animali at the time, however you pronounce it, she wrote her own songs, which was before the singer-songwriter, whatever. But since she had, when she failed to find success, professionally, she quit performing, went to work at the University of Michigan at Ann Arbor, and towards the end, her life had gone downhill, and after getting laid off from her job, and she intentionally disappeared. And it was the day after Richard Nixon's resignation that she disappeared. His resignation was the only happy thing in her life at the time, and once that was done, she had She took off and nobody heard or seen her again. And this poem is takes the title from one of her songs, Roving Woman. And I call it Roving Women 2. Everyone wants to can the roving woman, even though she roves no further than the mailbox or the corner store, even though no one's been in her knickers for years, even though she keeps the company of a four-legged companion. You would be more grounded if you had a husband and children, she's been advised by devoted daddies trying to pick her clean. Who is to say she is not grounded when she is her sole source of support? Who is to judge what she does in her off hours, what she drinks, what she reads, what she watches on television, what she does for ha-has, what company she decides to keep? Everyone wants to chain the roving woman to a post, to the past, to the bars of a prison, like the brood sow, like the breeding stock she is meant to be. Chain her to a convent laundry room, chain her to a righteous brother's innocent children, and still be deemed a bad example. Everyone wants to shame and pity the roving woman, not for being golden, for not being golden, for not aspiring to be wife and mother, for pursuing selfish ambition, for not being deserving of respect and honor, despite the hours of research and work she put in for you and your vision that you take credit for anyway. The roving woman is checking out now, is moving on down the line. She's sick and tired of being punished for being better than she ought to be. Thank you.
Thank you. And do you have a second piece for us, Mary? I can't hear you, muted.
Sorry about that. I will read another piece inspired by the letters she had sent out to her family and friends, letting people know what's been going on in her mind and her need to start fresh elsewhere. And I call this one Unplugged. The future is futile. A hysterectomy is recommended. Former saints won't know they've been decanonized. There is nurturance, but I can't give or receive. The system is making a comeback in the worst way possible. The president has resigned, and it's the only hope I've held on to these years. I used to sing of fortune and being alone. For me, alone is the certainty. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary. And thank you for coming back again. We missed you, and we're so glad to hear what you had to share with us. Everybody, do me a favor. Unmute yourselves and give all the love you have for Mary Jennings.
Thank you.
Hey,
Great work,
Mary,
Mary.
was she from Massachusetts? Is that where she was?
Yes, I am.
Okay, word.
Mary, I loved both those poems, but particularly the second one. Those were great.
Yeah.
Thank you, Maddie.
Amazing stuff as always, and we miss you. We hope to hear more from you soon. Speaking of missing people, we got someone on deck, Maddie, and I miss you, and I got to chill with you the other Monday. Poetic Desire and Godchild just entered the room. I miss y'all too. I'm glad to see you guys are here. But coming up to the stage, we have someone that I miss if I don't speak to him on a daily basis. It's my brother, the co-host of Chaos Magic, alongside my wife Catalyst, every Monday in the same Zoom room. We have John Michael. Brother, you said your daughter is writing poetry, and I just want to know when she's gonna come through and share with us. But you also
trying to
said
get her
she
to come
inspired
on
you to
Monday
write
night.
something. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I'm excited for that. But
we'll see what
I know you're working on some inspired by her too. If you would like to share that, that's cool. If not, like do whatever you do. But
Yeah.
either way, unmute, do what you do.
No, she sent me a piece the other night, and I hadn't been writing for a little bit. I've been moving and a lot of craziness in my life, so but it inspired me to sit down and write. And kind of what I wrote is it's bare bones, but I've got a story now, so I've got to add the meat and potatoes to this still. But I just want to read this for y'all, and then take some time and add to it. But the clock, it tick tocks, each strike a second, pounding my pulse. My blood rushes, inducing a panic attack. And you think you know me? You know not but the mask I wore, tethered and tore, etched into the fibers of what had once been. I remember opening the door for her. It was raining, feet were wet, dress drenched. I started the car, turned the heat on, reached in the back seat and grabbed a dry hoodie for her to wear. And we drove back to her house in a nervous silence. My thoughts intrusive and violently beating my self-confidence down. I still remember hearing that count of 1, 2, 3. Man, I was down. All I heard was that tick, tock, forsaken clock, pendulum swinging, my eardrums ringing, and the whispers were tattling on the echo's lies. When we pulled up to her house, she was speaking. All I heard was goodbye as she invited me in, and I was so confused. I'm hard of hearing, and sometimes I don't hear things quite right. And she turned on the lights, and that lightning struck me down. A sensory overload. I was short-circuiting, and all I could think is, I wonder if she can feel my energy. My erratic frequency sinking me deeper into my own despair, and I was drowning. Right there, a puddle on her floor, her dress still dripping from the rain. She was standing in the corner, silently whispering to her darkness. Her disguise was slipping, and I was tripping over those syllables expelled. The fear was too much for me to bear. My eyes closed to hide away, waiting for this night to return to day. I wanted to die in that moment. These lines were blurred, my fate ignored, and I had made my final descent from the edge. I was scared. When I opened my eyes, the illusion had lifted, and I was left sitting in an empty room with 4 bare walls. These delusions were gone, and I was alone, sifting through the ashes, looking for the parts of me that remained. I still have a lot of work to do on that. That was bare bones. Any feedback would be great.
That's awesome, John. Like, you built a story, bro. Like, I was there with you. Like, that's pretty awesome, man. Take pride in that. If you say you're experimenting with a new style, like, you're experimenting well. Like, that's really
Thank you.
Yeah, real talk.
Appreciate that, CP. Maddie.
Loved it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, John, I feel like I've known you for like 10 lifetimes now. Everybody, do me a favor and give this man 10 lifetimes of love.
Love. I think that's 10. Love. Supersize.
Love to you, John Michael.
Thank you.
And yeah, if you got another piece you want to share, that'd be great. But I know you're sticking around for round two. Cause you know
That's all I got for right this second.
all right, cool. Well, so we're gonna continue on with tonight's show. On deck, we have the poet Sophia Falco, but coming up next, we got Maddie, aka Baby, aka my homie, aka unmute and bless us with anything.
Thanks. I don't know what the vibe is. I don't know. My vibe is down. So I looked up some old poems that I had for my original book draft, which I never published. And I'm gonna just read like a downer day poem because that's how I feel. Today I measured my smile in millimeters. I slammed the door again, opened it, and then slammed it again. Ate a handful of batteries to get through the workday. I fastened my collar on real tight, like I do every day, to remind myself, be good, don't run again. Nobody wants you to get lost, and we all know what happens when you run. Today I tried to remember how long it's been since I laughed with all my teeth, without apologizing for how my joy looks like a bruise to some people or a bite. How long I have been holding my breath. How long since I left the dishes in the sink, spent the night in love with the neighbor, offered up all my teeth. Tonight I counted the dead again and followed the GPS down the same road as always. Today I saw a girl with a control problem who flinches at the newspaper but comes home for the dinner bell. Finicky, sad girl still has all her baby teeth, don't know me. Command hallucinations keep me clean. I scrubbed the skin till pink said enough. I heard every laugh, every good time being given just outside of earshot and didn't come unless I was called, stayed put. Today I locked the door too many times, flinched away from the joy for how it threatens my living room, the silence, the sweeping I didn't do, the work before I've earned the rest, aching for conversations with strangers, arching my back for the right attention like on Haight Street in college. Nothing wrong with temporary. I'm not staying. Nothing wrong with a stranger, don't know me. Today I was just trying to get the attention of the man on the corner dancing to Jackson 5 for the child in the backseat, trying to get him to see me so I could show him his joy made me happy that I can dance too sometimes, but nobody's asking me. Nobody's been looking. Today I miss my old friend, Ketamine. I want our history to teach me something healthy about letting go again. The day we met, you were an IV at the clinic and I was nobody with no collar, a cure for memory. I've been holding my breath for forgetting. I created a false sense of safety with this obsession, this prophecy of starving, the ability to keep myself from oxygen, humanity to keep making the scar. I learned best through fear, counting seconds from the dead, the concrete. I keep counting people in the room who don't want to know me. It's a practice morning. You'll recognize me only when you see me cry. My identity is sewn into a casket. Who almost died for so long, she calls the collar she got for it surviving. Now she has to remind herself to breathe. I have lived moments, lifetimes, inside so many different arms, and for a moment forgotten my own name, forgot to hold my breath. Girl without a collar. They never saw me chained up. Plus, this was never about real memory in the first place. I'm done with the collar, the leash, the way identity loads me full of whisper. Tomorrow is probably still gonna be a chain link fence, but I promise I will make myself forget. Poem. Peace.
God damn, Maddie. As
Thank
always.
you.
Yeah. Do you have a second piece for us?
Sure. Thanks. Yes, I do. I'm gonna read something else from this old draft. Ooh, okay. Give me 2 seconds. I pay the tab. I lend you 500. Call it even when it isn't. Sorry, I'm starting over. I pay the tab, lend you 500. Call it enough when it isn't. Call it even when it's not. I set up for the picnic and I figure out all the details of time travel. We wake up irritated with the morning itself and each other, and you don't smile at me while we get ready for vacation that I paid for, that you wanted, that you asked for. I don't know the time right now, and you hate that. I want to know how you tie a tie, how you fall asleep with every single light on and all the locks on the door out of place. Care so little about the big things. Haven't bothered to YouTube how to make salmon the way I like it or learn how to separate the delicate from everything else in the wash. I want to know how everything you have to say about others' ambivalence to violence. You bought a 24-pack of matches and you still can't stop pouring gasoline on anything. Can't stop pouring anything but gasoline. Gaslight. Don't give up on this firefight while I run out of cold water for the burn. You rob me of lazy Sundays and a well-earned nap, complain and make a mess, calling on a nurse for a bomb or a house fire while you do nothing but watch me implode. That's it. That's all I got.
For one, don't ever say that's all you got.
It. That's
We
it.
know you got more. Everybody unmute yourself and give what a love you got. Maybe some more.
Mhm.
AKA.
Thank you, Maddie.
Thank you, Maddie.
That's it.
I
That's
love
all
you. I hope you feel better.
Yeah.
That's it.
Thank you. I'll be fine. Thank you.
Love you, Chica.
We all love you. Thank you for coming through, Maddie. All right. So we still have so many more. What a cool night, man. I'm really appreciating this night. Y'all come out and share poetry with us. On deck. Y'all better get ready to buckle up soon because it's Shocky G and you don't shocky and drive. So get everybody, make sure you know if you gotta drive, you drive now somewhere, right? But stepping up to the plate next. Ooh, if my hands were birds, they would be flocking around this next poet, Sophia Falco. You can unmute and bless us with some words. I'd appreciate it.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm gonna read from If My Hands Were Birds, a poem published by Uncollected Press. So the epigraph. I don't want to end up simply having visited this world. Mary Oliver from her poem, When Death Comes. It wasn't a plum tree, nor the tree of life. Rather, it was a lone orange tree where we paced underneath those shadows deliberately under his reign. I was unable to trace the history of who planted the tree, and I gathered not the ripe oranges high above me, but instead this thought: he who deemed himself king of mindfulness would have wanted it to be a plum tree, to emulate Plum Village, the Buddhist temple in France. However, he also quizzically and typically wore a black cowboy hat in California, a mystery never solved why that hat. But there was no need for this kind of authority. I wanted to tell him, it is not about rankings here. It is not just science about the breath, even though he was an engineer. King is such an ugly word. Compassion was not in fashion within him like his hateful hat. Although despite immense pain, never once did he see my tears, since he, the case manager, did not deserve that type of vulnerability, since his emotional response was lacking from others in my life. Compassion, that seed missing to cultivate and illustrate the spectrum of human emotions, was clearly not on display, to my dismay. Even the sun, unable to speak, had compassion for that strangely, wonderfully, resiliently abundant orange tree. I then could see orange up above me, while instead he wanted me to focus on my feet. I can still see his black shoes clearly. He ordered me to feel your feet and your shoes striking the pavement slower than slowly, but not slow motion, because this wasn't a movie. Instead, I yearned to turn towards the cotton candy blue sky, wishing to fly, but by then I should have realized maybe the word wish should have been removed from the dictionary, from the lexicon. Unlike leprechauns, not on my side, luck, because he, the wannabe cowboy, wanted to force me into re-engineering the endings to my nightmares, not nightingales, even though repeatedly each week he told me to do so, by designating directions on how to deal with distressing dreams, all the while knowingly I was too terrified to write them down on paper in purple ink, to manifest from the mind to the page, to rewrite the endings so I would have more agency, thus power. But he was unable to see these horrors too horrific to replay in my mind. Blatantly, I refused. Me, a non-believer, wishing I could yell, "Fuck you." I wasn't the one usually to curse, yet at the same time, I felt cursed. He made this process seem simple and as sweet as the excessively popular game to that day, Candyland, conceived in 1949, designed for preschoolers, designed for improving color recognition skills, designed to save the kidnapped king, designed to travel down the magical road. Whereas the problematic character Plumpy with his plums was removed in 2002. Who would have thought that a miniature manufactured pink square with the painting of a plum would be so problematic? This board game designed for joy to employ the importance of candy, really such blasphemy at such an early age. And wasn't it dandy? In 2022, I was sent here again, dealing with a person who I wanted nothing to do with. He had the freedom as he pleased. Yet I was not held hostage. However, it was my mind in this dreamscape, which was a wreck of a realm where I denied him access to know these horrors that held me hostage throughout the nights. Thank you.
Could you do me a favor and run back that remove it from the lexicon? Yeah, I like leprechauns line, because that shit. Let's see.
Yeah. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, wishing to fly, but by then I should have realized maybe the word wish should have been removed from the dictionary, from the lexicon, unlike leprechauns.
Yeah, unlike leprechaun. Oh, I like that. That's fucking sick. All right, everybody, do me a favor. Unmute yourselves. Get all the love you got for Sophia Falco.
All right, Sophia.
Thank you.
Beautiful, Sophia.
Right. So yeah, we still have plenty of wonderful poets coming up on deck. We've got Squigs. I miss you, babe. Ain't seen in a while. But stepping up to the plate now. Y'all make sure you ain't gotta drive nowhere because you can't Shocky and drive. We got Shocky G up in the house. Shocky, if you could unmute yourself and bless us with some poetry, I'd appreciate it.
Was Sophia done? Did you do two?
I'm done. Yeah, I did an excerpt. Yeah.
Whatever.
I mean, we'd like to hear more if you want.
Look at that smile. All right. Well, I will read.
My applause for the second piece. My bad. Sophia!
I'm gonna read two from the 30 for 30 I've been doing. So this first one, like I said, mine are sad too. You know me and Maddie are always sad. This one, trigger warning for addiction. 8th grade biology was an interesting place. My favorite lesson was the scratch test. Basically, you can determine anything's hardness by how it falls on the Mohs scale. 1 is soft, like talc, and 10 is the hardest, like diamond. We learned diamond can scratch anything, but barely anything can scratch a diamond. I've always thought my circle of friends was a diamond ring, too hard to be scratched. Until one day I saw the scars on a friend's arms. He said, heroin sometimes make it feel like there's something crawling through your veins, like ice, something under the skin, and that got under my skin. I tried to scratch the surface of his addiction. The problem is you can't replace the drug with love. No matter how potent you think your love is, you can't love someone to life, to sobriety. He said, I'm getting clean. But if you scratch a liar, you will find a shapeshifter shifting into what it means to be sober. You see, I thought he was okay. But an addict is always an addict, clean today and gone tomorrow. And you were left scratching his name off invites and Christmas cards, finding that keeping him alive is the hardest thing you ever tried and failed. I thought we were diamonds. It turns out we were cubic zirconia, all pretending to be something we're not, because we're too afraid to admit we're soft. All right, and then here's the second one. When I'm alone, I never think of you. In fact, this poem is not about you, or thoughts, or loneliness. It is about the ghosts you left behind in the corridors of my cerebral cortex. And everyone knows, ghosts bring friends because misery loves company. So my depression dresses itself in your hand-me-downs, echoing the memory of your voice. Sometimes I find myself yelling at walls that still smell like your perfume. If they could talk, I wouldn't even listen, couldn't even care, shouldn't even miss you. And I don't. I never think of you. I put your laughter on a funeral pyre and watched it burn. We weren't a good match anyway, just enough of a spark to cremate happiness. I swear, I've carried the bodies of so many dead relationships. I can't tell the difference between myself and a hearse, both big, black, and dead inside, when I am alone. I perform seances and exorcisms trying to rid the space of haunted horrors. And I wake up outside with salt on my tongue, a shell of myself, and I am the ghost you left behind. So this is not about you. It is all about me.
All about Shocky OMG. Everybody, do me a favor, unmute yourself and give all the love you got for Shocky.
Thank you, Shocky.
Thank you.
As always, fire, super fire, and inspiring. And real quick, where you going later on? You meet up with CP? He gonna give you the big ol' hug at?
Southern Fried. That's in
Southern.
June. Yeah, in
Nice.
June. I'm going to Minnesota for the Midwest Slam. The 26th. Oh no, the 24th, I think. Sometime like in 2 weeks. So yeah.
Bad. Well, good luck. We hope that you blow everyone's minds like you normally blow our minds, and we love you. We have such an amazing cast of other coming up here. In fact, we just got Debbie Segal just into the room too. We're gonna add her to the list here. And yeah, we're gonna keep the show going. We got Poetic Desire on deck. But stepping up next to the plate, we got Squigs. Squigs, how you been? I ain't seen you in a minute. We miss you. We love you. You could bless us with some poetry. We love you even more.
Yes, yeah. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for the opportunity. It's been a while. It's good to know that this is still going on. You know, I was just doom scrolling on Instagram earlier, and then it's randomly got this link, no information, and it's like, okay, I clicked on it. So here I am. It's been quite a minute. I think I'll do this piece. Don't know if I've done here before, but it's called Laundry List. In my mother's basement, once upon a time, she tied up a clothesline. Though most of the time the line was used to hang up hangers, precariously hooked to a rope, becoming less taut as the years go on. It's the paradox of garage sale hand-me-downs from broken homes. As bodies for clothes become subtracted, they make room for memories we grow heavier by, as the hangers continue to multiply unused. You see, clothes hangers are sacred, and they are ghosts as zygotes. Back then, there were days. I would wear my old woven leather belt for an inverted necktie, and on those days, tie the other end to the wooden cross supports in the basement ceiling, then tiptoeing up a beat-up old stool, play chicken, a game of chicken with nobody, a side of extra McChicken sauce for the soul. I wonder now how, if anybody would have ever wondered, if I had died never really learning how to wear a belt or how to properly tie a necktie. See, kids back then, we wore our pants way too low, but parents were always way too giving involuntary penance. To up the ante, I would write a list on the wooden beams in the ceiling each time I got up there, for all the reasons I got up there, in an attempt to embellish the exit sign, singing ugly duckling swan song echo, sedated by the attempt, training wheels for Icarus syndrome. It wasn't that my youth was in disillusion. I just never really learned how to measure distance properly. A pair of breaking parents, an unwanted pregnancy, what's within arm's reach? A game of catch, a game of release, a flight of stairs in one step. It's not your fault, kid, but you're gonna have to get hurt anyway. It's not your fault, kid, but you're gonna have to get hurt anyway. Funny how, when you're teetering upon stoic infinity, balanced like an idle pendulum, a noose becomes a life support system. Dance like nobody's watching. I don't play those games anymore. My bones have gotten too heavy to bet against memories I still wish to change, with knees too weighted to two-step the precipice on weekends. And since practicing how to use my legs again and again, I now prefer to walk this earth wearing my belt around my equator over drawstrings around my neck. The basement has since been renovated. No more wooden crosses exposed in the ceiling. I don't play childish games anymore. I just do my laundry there. Thank you.
Thank you. And do you have a second one for us, please, brother?
Yeah, I think I could do one for a theme of old sad poems. Let's see.
Okay, there you go.
All right, so this one's called Wait. Wait. This is a house built around a stone, midwife to a ghost. There's a whisper at the center where a seed refuses to grow. Sunlight reaches to give sleep to shadow, but fails each day. Each staircase takes a year to climb, and your neck gets heavier along the way. The kitchen floor now rattles in consent to your weight. It will always be colder here than everywhere, because you do not know how to live here. You leave your keys in the door, and your skin will be broken before you realize the window has gone through it. You eat pain, and pain becomes flesh, stretching egg to mouth, revealing feet. Time heals wounds, but cleans nothing of your house. Every minute makes colder bones, coax disease out of you, and you haven't showered in months, wringing your being through days. Parts of you that couldn't reach will learn to make truth of laying down again, as dandelions get caught in spider's web. Wishes aren't granted, only forgotten. We are not what recognizes when they appear. Thank you.
Thank you, Squigs. Thank you for being here. Thank you for doing what you do. Everybody, do me a favor, unmute yourselves and give all the love you got for Squigs.
Thank you, Squigs.
Woo-hoo, Squigs.
GN, baby.
Wiggles.
Right.
Woo.
So we got several wonderful poets still to go. Generalissimo just showed up. Welcome, Brian Franco. But on deck, we got Godchild. And stepping up to the plate now, we've got the better half. I'd like to think sometimes, right? I got Poetic Desire. If you could unmute yourself and bless us with some words, we would all greatly appreciate it.
All right. Hello, everyone. All right, so it is National Poetry Month. Not like I haven't already been writing on prompts, so been busy with those. So this first one, it was inspired by write from the perspective of an object that holds sentimental value. I'm all tattered and torn, faded, worn out, crumpled mess of revisited memories possessed, yet lovingly preserved as well as can be in treasured boxes, suffocating behind plastic filmed casings of protection. Feeling the soft stroke of your fingers each time you pull me out from Pandora, witnessing the blaze of fire in your eyes, staring deep into my remembrance that never died. Hearing you speak back to me, life given to my scripted words, my voice echoes in your tongued dialect as auditory hallucinations. I reek of dusty ink across my ashen image as you cough from inhaling lingering trails of my papered existence. I taste the searing pain, the swallowed lumps of joy, the bittered regrets and savory sentiments of you going through every emotion of my reminiscent narrations. I wept in puddles of your tears, smudging my once defining lines, dripping like smeared mascara. My tangible existence melts like syrup stained molasses, fusing my once organized thoughts, neatly laid out, into pretzel twisted phrasings that begin to lose recognizable meaning. But there in your heart, each written message I left for you played on repeat like a tape recorder on continuous rewind, my every story immaculately engraved into your memory, tugging at your heartstrings to sing of cherished history between us that even when the recorded message falls out of place and gets all tangled and jumbled and unable to erase the mess back to its pristine condition, all mementos of me found its safe haven in the ocean depths of your love, keeping my spirit alive, calling me back from the heavens to visit and watch over you each time Pandora is unlocked, as I invisibly sit there beside you, reliving the memories alongside with you. Sympathy pains course through my angelic form, hoping you can feel my ghostly arms wrapped around you, energizing you with heavenly warmth. And then the second one, explore
Before you go to the
the
second one, could you run back that line? Actually, you know what? Never mind. I'm just gonna have to rewind and watch the whole thing over. There was a line in there that I really enjoyed, and then I started thinking of it, and I started thinking of every line, and I was like, "Well, fuck it, now I just gotta watch it," and I don't want to have you repeat the whole thing though. Yeah, if you can continue on the second one.
Do you remember a word that was a part of it? Okay, we'll see then. All right, so the other one, explore the sensation of a favorite memory that is associated with a specific smell. There she stands, beloved matriarch, slaving over her signature home cooked meal, pouring so much love into the soup she's brewing, soup for the soul full of homesick comfort. She knows the nutritional essence of her love's mouth-watering nourishment, a recipe seasoned with wholesome heart infusions. No one makes it like you, your special recipe with that special ingredient. The ingredient is you, dear daughter, mother, grandmother, every generation of our family tree, learning of, seeking to mimic recreations of, savoring secreted salivations of your delectable dish. Smell the aroma of homemade chicken soup, the earthen sense of grounded essentials, cultivation of chicken stocked in nectareous yellow broth, totality of your pinch and splash of tenderized love, peppered with salted tears of onioned layers, a remedy for sniffled achews of hungered flu, simmering crunchy bites of carrots and celery till they are softened to perfection of supple succulence. A whiff of ambrosial appetites permeates the air with fragrant tastes, smacks me with a wave of emotions, swirling steams tipped with a come hither finger, lures my twitching nose and drooling mouth towards her kitchen of cozy scented culinary concoctions, cooking vintage chicken soup infused with her hearty heritage scrumptiously consumed. Night.
Oh, everybody, do me a favor. Unmute yourself and give it up for Poetic Desire. Woo!
Thank you.
Girl. All right. So yeah, on deck we've got Deep Thought, the lyricist, but coming up to the stage now we got God Child. How you been, brother? I missed you. You're looking beautiful. You could bless us with some words, I'd appreciate it.
Nah, not so much. Yeah, I'm gonna do some words. But I'm gonna do it in a different form, story form. It's a whole, and it will add to like 2 poems. because I already know, you know what I'm saying? I want two out of you, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I'm being honored with with an award at the Poet Fest out here in Norfolk, Virginia. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about it is, it goes back. So the story is, and this is the story. Anybody that's listening, y'all look up Jeff Hewitt, Hewitt, Jeff Hewitt, my OG. So I am walking to the corner store to get me some smokes, give me some roll ups, whatever, and I hear a sound. And in my hood, you know what I'm saying, I hear a sound. But I come around the corner and I look to my left and it's an accident. It just happened. And I see somebody laid in the street and he has a scooter that's like very recognizable. And in my brain, I'm like, you know what I'm saying? That's not him. But in my heart, I'm like, that is him. He just got in the accident. He laid out. You know what I mean? And I run to him. I run back to my house because he happens to live across the street from my mom's house. He's a poetry OG in the area. And I know his moms, I know his pops, I know his brother, I know the mother of his children, I know his children, I know them. This what poetry brought to me. If I never opened my mouth, I would know none of those people. So now, years later, his oldest daughter just came out with a book. And she asked me to be there. So I'm there and I take a picture with her with his portrait in the back of the venue, which is actually the venue. And I'm trying to get all this together because it's a full circle story. Because he built that stage in that venue. And he actually died on that street, right down the street from the venue where he got in the accident. And now, this month, I'm getting honored by him because we cross contaminated with our spots, because out here poetry was segregated. It wasn't like, you know what I'm saying, it was black spots and white spots. You know what I'm saying? And then we started going to each other's spots and brought it all together out here. Man, I miss him a lot. But damn, I'm trying to get it together, man. Because it's been too many coincidences, you know what I'm saying, that's been happening. So now I'm getting honored with his award for at that spot. Damn, it's poetry in generations. So it's like when you when you get into this poetry world, you find people that are your people. And if I never open my mouth ever, I wouldn't be with none of y'all right now. I wouldn't be with my lady right now if I never open my mouth. And I'm trying to find the points and I can't do it right now. Damn. But it's a full circle thing. You know what I'm saying? We a tribe. We are a whole tribe. And I feel like I'm rambling. Really do feel like I really do. So I'm it's crazy, man. It's just a full circle thing, man. I mean, I still look out for his parents. Because he looked out for me so much. I don't know what more to say. I know I took up too much time. And I'm a host of events, and I always tell people like, yo, you taking up time doing this, you know what I'm saying? But
Hey, real shit, there's not enough time that you could take up. That's a story about someone that you loved and cared about that really made an impact on this earth. So don't ever feel like you're taking up too much time.
And
You
then
know?
it's his award that's being awarded to me.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
But would you rather have gone to someone else?
I don't
Or,
feel worthy of it. I really don't.
but I mean,
that's
who
my
would you have gone to? You know what I mean?
if they give me some type of trophy or something like that, I'm giving it to his parents, yo.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I'd be like, yo, he inspired me to earn it. This is, yeah. I appreciate that. Everybody, do me a favor. Give all the love and healing power you got to my man, God, child. And congratulations on that award. And I know that you deserve it, that you earned it. And yeah, success this year.
Thank you.
Love you.
So I kind of slacked off on the list here. Or no, he was doing the story too. Or is it?
It's how you keep
It's still in it?
keep him alive, bro. It's how you keep him alive is by talking about him.
He just said he was inspired. He's gonna tell us the story. I mean, if you want to do anything other pieces, bad, like, you know what I'm saying? I'd love to hear some more from him. In fact, could you maybe cover one of his pieces?
He was saying, do you know one of his pieces?
Yeah.
Do you want to share?
Fuck yeah, please.
I think he's all right at the moment. Just give him some space.
We got, like I said, we got all the time in the world. You ain't taking up too much time. That's why I invite you back up on. So you taking it? No, come back.
And I think part of the full circle moment is, you know, he was.
Oh,
sorry, wrong button. He was big in this poetry scene, and his daughter grew up, you know, I don't know how old she was, but she knew of that. And for her to also write her poetry, her first book is based on the grief she felt at the time. And so it's all circled around that. It's called Daddy Issue. And we still have yet to read through it fully, but it's all focused on that and what she experienced in dedication to him, and in honor of him. And maybe I can find something in that book to share later if you'd like to pick out a poem from there.
I would absolutely love that. I believe everyone in this room would love that as well. Yeah. All right. So yeah, we're gonna come back to that one for sure. I kind of botched the list up a bit. Escape Artist had joined in, and then Black Soul's like, oh, you have it, and I was like, oh shit, I forgot to keep writing people's names on the list. So I've got quite a few people on this list. If you're not on it, Skip, would you like to read? Could you just let me know? And I don't remember if you, I think you came in just after Debbie, before Jenna Alicio. If you'd like to share, that would be awesome. You would be on deck if that's the case. If not, on deck would be Generalissimo. But stepping up to the plate now, we have Debbie. Debbie Sagan. If you could please unmute yourself and give me a quick. I missed you. I haven't seen you in a while. How you been? What's going on? If you could share some word with us, we would really appreciate it.
Thank you. I have some wet paint to share. Oh, I should put on my other glasses. Good to see everyone. Hi, Thomas. Hi, looks like the Hollywood squares. It's just a bunch of squares. But I'm gonna read some new wet
Just
paint.
squares in here.
Hug a cactus and get in. Attention, please, comrades. Regular people innovate from anywhere there's a USB port, making myths from mundane substances, happenstance to build a world of cards. Hold them close to the chest where the heart beats. Here is embodied life, being, becoming, leaping around in quantum charnel grounds, jolly lurching to the hungry ghost bonfire to be fed and obliterated. Doubt creeps in, then someone shouts, "We're either going to live forever or we're not." No time to explain. Hug a cactus and get in. And another one called Snuff Pay. It was a low roar by crowd noise standards. Accused people lay low, obsessed by property. The tan fog, the proper vaccine of particulate dookie. Schopenhauer naked except for a black flag t-shirt, sleeves cut off. Filling up space, filling the world we transform. On the other hand, what does a nude woman signify? Sort out the cosmos, guessing as Aristotle guesses. They hated his poetry. Oh, and how he felt. The muses and conventional ideas. Action. To be naked is to be oneself. Camouflage of irrelevancies, where the fakir does the penance, revealing his name. Vacuous and perfunctory doctrine of original sin. And I'll do two more. Tauride compulsions. Axis of revolution passes through, does not intersect. Spilling into oceans where goblins stroll in. Nothing was spoken. We purchased tokens to measure sparks on waters. Dark stars barking at otters, meandering in a dinghy, and ringing the tender bell, ringy, dang, dang, dung. Keening of gulls swinging, slipping into a swell, as above, so below. Void of constellations, weaned of all manner of honey, wild and clover everlasting, scent of flowers, taste of nectar. Now I will never again be a bee. And my last one for tonight. In the midst of the flow is a timeless luminosity. Mind abides nowhere. Everything we don't have to do. What the meaning of everything is we don't have to do all this. All this is luminosity. Moment, burn brilliant. Everything is light. It's all light, a luminous continuum. Everything we don't have to do. All and nothing has no shape. Luminosity everywhere. Light in the world, in the flow. It's all light. Timeless oneness everywhere. continuum in the flow of radiance. Everyone, have a good everything. Thank you for listening.
Oh, love it. Love it.
Everybody, please do me a favor, unmute yourselves and give it up for
I
Debbie.
did like a whole feature set. Like, sorry, thank you. I just felt like reading all of the new work to all y'all. Thank you.
I love it. I miss. Thank you so much for that. Definitely.
Love Debbie.
Speaking of inspirations, we've got Black Salt on deck, but coming up next, we've got Generalissimo Brian Franco. I miss you. I'm excited to hear what you have been ready. Everybody's bringing fire tonight. It's been amazing. I love it. But yeah,
I'm sorry. What'd you say, Shaka G?
I said Big G.
Oh, okay.
I can't call him Uncle. He said, "Look, if you come to New York, you buy me a nice steak dinner. You could call me your uncle to the waiter, and that's it. And you got three. Yeah,
The problem is that Shaki is just a little bit younger than you, and you're sort of.
So,
you're underage. But I just want to say thank you. I want to thank you, Thomas, for putting me after Debbie Siegel, because that's always a fair thing to happen. So that always.
I could just call them as I see them as there shows into the rooms.
I know. Okay, so I'm going to do 3 pieces. The first piece, I've had a bad week, and I like to do this one to make me feel better. So it's called The Most Important Strings Are Born from Hearts. As a young ukulele, I believed I could grow up to be a 12-string classical guitar. I longed to be played in the courtyard at the Guggenheim in Bilbao, Spain. As a teenager, I decided I could be a 6-stringer owned by a folk singer who dabbles in the blues. I had heard how good it feels when a blues singer slides a metal tube over his finger and makes your strings orgasm. But alas, I never experienced a growth spurt. My owner, who only played me for his family in Hawaii, gave me to his surfer son, who took me with him as he surfed his way around the globe. The tattooed boy tattooed me with stickers from everywhere he surfed, as if the stickers were stamps on my passport. Then one day he got hurt and could no longer surf. He spent the rest of his life in a wheelchair. He traveled the world with me in his hands as he sang songs that were born of the waves he had ridden. He never bought another uke or guitar with more strings. He said to do so would be to abandon his father's soul that existed in my frets. Though he fell in love more than once, he never married. He believed his mission in life was to spread the love and humanity he inherited from his father. When I was a boy, I was a gift to a teenage boy who listened to folk and blues and Spanish classical guitar music. Though he would play me and sing to girls he thought he loved, then to his wife and child, I always thought he longed for more strings, but he never replaced me. And when he taught his boy how to play me, he said I was his prized possession and told his boy to never take me for granted. While I traveled the world with him, he often talked to me as if I were his father. He cried over many broken hearts while strumming me. He never took me for granted, just like his dad never did. And now I live in a glass case in the Smithsonian, having lived a truly wonderful life and happy to have known I never needed more strings to make beautiful music. I just want to do two shorter pieces, if that's okay.
I'm so glad you did that one, dude. That's one of my favorite ones. My wife didn't hear the whole backstory to that piece. If you could just tell us the backstory.
There's not. It's not really a true backstory. There was a.
Well, what inspired you to? Because you told me what inspired you to write that when you wrote it, and it was.
Well, actually, there was a contestant on either The Voice or American Idol that was a Hawaiian guy who was 18 years old. And his father had recently passed away, and he was actually I think he was just playing guitar, and the guitar actually broke, and so he was playing a different guitar, and then they had his father's guitar repaired for him, which is like you can't really repair a broken guitar unless you spend a whole lot of money. But because of it was his father's guitar, they actually paid to have that done. But so it was sort of an imagination of from that guy who was not he was not an athletic person or a surfer, but I was just sort of playing on that and just the idea of I just created a story from that story that was a different person, but still the same idea in a way. That was the thing to that. And so this next piece I just wrote yesterday in a British workshop, and so it doesn't have a title yet. So I take the train to Harlem, to this Dominican half bodega, half cafe in the 140s I saw on a Facebook video. In the past, I had been warned to not venture north of 120th. It's a good 10-minute walk from the subway. I feel safe and not safe at the same time. The hustle and bustle here is a bit different from the hustle and bustle of the West Village. It feels louder, but it really isn't. I'm hungry. I revel in my virgin trek into this neighborhood. The aromas from the food vendors are hypnotic. I want to stop and try food from each one. I want to explore what the street vendors are selling, but resist. A woman from Liberia displays twisted bronze sculptures atop a blanket. I regret not buying one when I get back to my hotel. Jazz and rap and soul escaping from open apartment windows sets the beat for the rhythms of the city. This multi-sensory journey attacks me with poetry. I must recover from my damaged brain when it's way too late to remember anything worth saying. And then this next piece is called Chitter Chatter, Chitter Chatter. All these louder than normal voices, chitter chattering, seem like some sort of chitter chatter competition, as if there are a million bumper cars with symbols attached to their bumpers, indiscriminately bumping bumpers because the Guinness Book of World Record people are there measuring chitter chatter with special chitter chatter seismometers, as if wedding reception chitter chatter can top 9.8 on the Richter scale, causing a multi-conversational earthquake of chefy hors d'oeuvres and signature cocktails exploding and splashing onto tuxes and sequin dresses, unknowingly exposing a covert kickback conspiracy betwixt wedding planners, caterers, and dry cleaners. Thank you.
Thank you for that. Generalissimo, if everybody can unmute yourselves.
Woo-hoo! Brian! Woo!
Woo!
Did you have another one for us? Or did
No, just those three will be fine. Thanks.
Okay. I appreciate you. So on deck, we've got Sidekick and possibly a round two. I'm hanging out. I don't have to work much. I just kind of had to snap into a little bit of work now, but I know. Well, you said you can. Well, yeah, if we do a round two, it's all good. We got a couple people I think that maybe do for round two, but on deck we've got my boy Sidekick, but stepping up to the plate now, we've got Black Salt. We live in fear. Black Salt, would you like to share screen feature? Black Salt, are you there? All right, so I guess on deck we've got Black Salt, but stepping up to the plate now we've got Sidekick. Sidekick, if you could unmute yourself and bless us with some word, brother. Oh, look at you with your hat. I like that hat. I miss you, brother.
What up, dude? I miss you too, man. It's been too long.
I've been busy, dude. I've been working like crazy, but I got tonight to hang out for a little bit here. So
Dude, I'm glad for it, man. I hope you're working on good things. Heck yeah, heck yeah. It's good to be in the house, y'all.
Yeah, Charlotte is going awesome. The poetry is very alive and well in our city. Yeah, and I'm thankful to be a part of it. This is what I'm currently working on. I'm a question mark in the dark. Baby cooing in the crib beside me. My wife, rooted 10 toes deep in this earth, tries to pacify both of us. The children are all starry night adrift through gumdrop dreams. I've tucked in, kissed, scrubbed the day from the skin. The light clocked out hours ago. I'm alone in this full house, shuffling my deck of prayer cards, looking for a trap door into heaven. Out this trap I'm living, bite my tongue till I taste enamel. Forgive me. And my rosy cheeks grin, shivering. Heaven, your cool breeze is starting to feel like the cold shoulder. No bronze in my brimstone complexion can't polish my feet in fire. It just left me with charred souls. Clap for me once, and I'll show you how Adam dances in my jugular these nights. I think God just might have made me to make the rest of y'all not feel so goofy. Yet I still got that dog in me, growling at the stars. Pluto is closer than you think, a stupid hound being snoopy around God's closet, scared about how many skeletons might be in there. Do you ever wonder, dog, why we're here? Like maybe God hit pause on our allergy alerts, coughing up confidential conversations. Yeshua, I'm sorry for talking about your girl that way. I've been slumming it too. Who knew divinity could blush so human? If you still got any ringside wedding ring seats left, sign me up for 1,000. I'll mail a river of souls to meet you, a bushel of Eve-bitten apples. Hey, it was my fault line she tripped on and minded my own business. I told you what my knees are made of. They don't bend easy. But if heaven's spine ever splinters, call me. Yeah. Yeah, I said if heaven ever needs a backup backbone, call. Poem. Then I got one more for y'all. Here it is. We are two alley cats hissing over the last French fry, licking wounds, dapping up rats, trying to turn RAT into ART. Ain't we a pair? She says, ain't we something? We are a Sunday morning crossword puzzle in pen, not pencil. Half the clues are smeared in coffee rings. The words are misspelled. She says you are my synonym for never give up. My across and down. My 6 letters for Marvin Gaye. She is my barefoot front porch Folger can ashtray. Sunset crossed her shoulders like a stolen flannel. I'm Backfire Symphony, a Camaro coughing like it's got one foot in the grave, and the other is on a beer can. She doesn't wave. She smiles into a cigarette, knowing that I'll be walking up grinning, all oil-stained knuckles and half apologies. A love built on duct tape, transmission fluid, and Milky Way memories. We are Bonnie and Clyde trying to get it right this time. Romeo and Juliet with a retirement plan. My Aphrodites and Daisy Dukes. We are a fight over who forgot to buy the milk. A lukewarm PBR making up kisses. Nails chipped. Boots split. We fit together like busted lawn chairs still holding up under the weight of 1,000 starless nights. They call her crazy like it ain't a compliment. They call me worthless like it ain't our prayer. Somewhere between the pawn shops and the pay loans, we found something like forever, or at least something that they can't repo in the morning. The nights whisper, but the whispers don't stick. These neighbors whisper, but the whispers just slide right off the duct tape windows and land in the dirt where the dog's collar's buried. Love like this doesn't need a picket fence, just a patch of gravel to park our ghosts on. And when the world finally comes to collect, we'll be long gone, fading like a cigarette. burning on in a vinyl set, leaving nothing but the scent of cheap perfume and the echo of a screen door slamming. One last time. Poe.
One last time, y'all unmute yourselves and give it up for my boy Sidekick.
Sidekick. That was such a beautiful love poem. And I like the other one as well.
Thank you, Debbie. You want to do a poem, baby?
Oh, well, we get a
Spoken to the ears to command and he stands it.
Do you think they heard you? Say thank you.
Thank you. I'm doing it now.
All right.
God died on our cross for our sins. He didn't stay dead. He was in the sight for 3 days, and then he rose from the dead.
Good job, baby.
Oh, yeah.
And Theo's
good
poem.
job. More like a great job, everybody.
He's too sad.
Thank y'all so much.
We love you, brother.
I remember when they
Thanks.
were teaching that to my children when they were tiny, and it was like, really? Okay, like, bam, bam, we nailed his hand.
Oh my gosh.
The kids are 5 years old. Because I'm not from that tradition. I grew up in a Jewish house, but my kids, I put them in preschool with a Christian preschool, but that was the Easter thing for the children.
Right.
Nailed his hands to the
Right.
cross. Ooh.
Like this is a lot for a tiny mind.
Right?
Yeah. This is a lot for a big mind.
Yeah.
Oh.
So guys,
Hey, they
kinda
grow up
messed
so
up.
fast, right? You know?
Yeah.
Hundo. Yeah, it feels like we brought her home last night.
Oh, you haven't slept yet, huh?
Yeah, right?
Yeah. Feels like last. Yeah, so I kind of messed up and I skipped Escape Artist. She escaped from the list somehow. So in the midst of Escape Artist skipping from the list, she said it was cool. She didn't want to read, but I'm hoping that we can inspire her to read some before we close off round one. I'm sorry that I missed your turn and skipped your Escape Artist to slip through my grips. I guess that if you got something to read, we would appreciate it. Oh, and Deep Thoughts too. See, now I'm missing all types of people on my list. I think it's somewhere.
I would like to be on the list.
I had a
You
slight
put me on the list?
yeah, I had a slight little security hiccup here at the shop. Now look, and I think I grabbed the wrong list. I missed some people. They were skipped.
Black
Oh,
Salt,
you-
Salt,
he
got
called you.
called.
You didn't,
Black
didn't
Salt
come.
got called, but you weren't around.
Yeah, well, I just. Oh yeah,
Oh, I
that's right.
did?
We
Oh, okay.
yeah, and you were.
I remember.
Oh,
See, I have your back.
Slipping.
Well, listen, I totally skipped Deep Thought, the lyricist, completely. I missed it off the list. Damn, see, this is why I ain't do this shit in a while, man. I'm too busy running shop that I skip people, so I feel really bad. Deep Thoughts, if you still around, it would actually be your turn.
I'm still here, but I'm currently involved in some parental things. So if I could get like
Yeah,
10,
I could
15
bump-
minutes, I could pop on.
Yeah. So we'll bump you down the list. Let me see if I can sort through this bullshit because I got twisted up in it. But it would be you, Escape Artist, if she would like to share, and then Black Salt or Black Salt now, Escape Artist, Deep Thought. I think those are the ones that got skipped. I feel like a piece of it's not over yet. We still have some more artists for you. Black Salt, if you could do what you do and hit the unmute, we would appreciate you.
Hey, let's go. You hear me okay? Not too loud, not too quiet. Okay, so let's get into it. This piece is called Nothing Left, and I have performed this in the past, and a phenomenon occurred. I actually went back and edited some things around and extended it, which I don't normally do, but I had to, somebody's got to say it, and somebody's got to do it. Yeah. So here we go. Nothing left again. Yeah. No, here we go. The awful secret is I have nothing to give. I don't want anything either. Like a cheap cigar I burnt out a long time ago. I told myself something will come up, just keep going. But like a cheap cigar or like a cheap used car, the price of gas is just too high. Can you really put a number on it though? What do hopes and dreams cost? Huh? What's the price of freedom? In the end, all I have is a prayer. And while we're at it, can you put a number on God? My awful secret is I can. 0. It's like this. The pain means nothing. The loyalty means nothing. The money means nothing. All that matters is if we have purpose and the light in our minds and the key in our hearts. I'm not perfect. You're not perfect, but we got to try and try harder. Because at the end of the day, all we can do is lift each other up. And I get it, it's scary sometimes. And I live in fear like everybody else. But the fear is how I know I'm alive. And as long as we're here, there's still hope. Cheers. And that's what I got for tonight. Yeah. Hey.
God damn. Everybody do me a favor. Unmute yourselves and give all the love you got for Black Salt. We live in you.
That was such an encouraging and beautiful pep talk. Thank you, Black Salt.
I love it, Black Salt.
All right. So to close off round 1, we still have 2 more poets, potentially escape artists. Would you still like to share with us? And then hopefully by then Deep will be ready and we can close out round 1 with good job.
Yeah, I could try to share. I only got free time in Windows, so my Window's open and closed like
I know
with this
me too.
baby.
I'm
It's
like
like,
working. So someone walking
yeah,
across
so
and they shouldn't. Just the shops over there,
all right. I got one I'm working on. I did it at Shaki's workshop. If you don't know, Shaki has a workshop twice a month. Join her Patreon. Anyways, here we go. This is ode to the men. To the men, the real men, the crossing guards, the plumbers, the electricians, the ironworkers. Oh, how I love a man in uniform. The cashiers, the baggers, the valet parkers, the principals, the janitors, the blue collars, the white collars, the hustlers, the men who water flowers, who open doors, who hug their daughters, who love their wives, who raise their sons, the men who move through society unnoticed, the men who run the city on their backs. This is not for the predators who prey on young, fucking losers who beat women because they can't beat men. Men of slime, of dirt, of grime. This is for the men that beat the shit out of people like that. This is for the uncles that scare nieces' boyfriends and take nephews fishing. For the men that wear tutus and play with babies. The Mr. Feeneys, the Big Brother Spencers, the Uncle Phils, the Carl Winslows and the Steve Urkels, the friend zone men, the ones who write poetry about love and loneliness, who don't know if they can go until they ask their wife. Men who build homes, not abandoned buildings, who never had fathers or mothers to show them how to love their children, but they never stopped trying to love their children. Even the men that fucked up as fathers but become excellent grandfathers, who didn't know how to show up but never stopped trying, who uphold honor and integrity, who love God and hate bullies. hardworking, callous hands men who protect women and children, who love their mothers, mama's boys, grandma's boys, who suffer in silence and never complain, men who never hear thank you or I love you, men who just want to be good men and take care of their families, men like my friends, like my uncles, men like my husband. This is for the men. I see you. I love you. Thanks. That's all I'm going to share. I don't want to jinx it.
Yo, we love and see you too. For me and all the men in that day you were talking about, they inspired you and look up. They're looking out for their family. They're, doing their jobs. Wake up early in the morning every day to make sure that everyone is okay.
Thomas,
All that love from
respectfully,
all the men going back to you. So if you can unmute yourself and give all that love back to Escape Artists, I would really appreciate it.
Oh, Escape Artist, that made me cry. I feel like this is the right time to be writing odes to the good men. I'm crying. Like my generation didn't do it, and there's a lot of bitter men, and now it's time to do it. Thank you for that.
Thank you for that.
and Thomas, you're not a man. Don't take it. Don't take.
Aw. I'm a human.
I'm just kidding.
Oh, yeah, no, that
Thank you
was
for
dope.
receiving.
That was cool. Man, deep thoughts. You would be last for round one if you were available. I know you were dealing with children and all that, being a good man. Bless us with some words. We would appreciate it.
For sure. Let's do, I was still kind of deciding, but we'll land here and then I'll pick a different one. This is called Sky Flowers. The soles of her feet have connected to the energy of those who have transitioned. It's bitter because to taste death is immortality melding into our taste buds. It's sweet because it softens us to fate. She speaks thoroughly through tears as an initial source of pain. The other is the means by which to bring her physical strength in line with her mental. If she chose not to move, the wind would carry her in the direction that broken hearts go. But her soul is made from spit-shake promises and blood packs as it is pure. Her path is no longer linear. It hasn't been since mother's nurturing touch, daddy's strong embrace. What makes a woman tough isn't what leaks from her eyes when she cries. It's the rise of diversity in adversity when life has put you into a submission hold, asking you to tap out, leave this life, because everything falls apart eventually anyway. But her hope is bamboo strong. Musical note soups meant to heal. I can see the pain constantly having conversations with you and nipping at your heels. Your name spelled backwards is as much sense as sometimes this life seems to make. An unfortunate creator of less fortunate events, red dress, because if you wear the anger formally, it's only surface level. So deep down, you can continue to hold on to all that love has to offer. The sincerity in its toes, resting in morals, but you are always the soil and not the flower. You lift what's around you and you force feed matters of the heart as food for the soul. Do you know how precious you are? How you're still considered hollow? The milk of nurturing never formed. You are always of an irreplaceable value. The same star people with astigmatism see, but not in lack of vision. I see you, you're seen, and the depth to that. Once battle tested like training modules, she wrote it in her heart, and it was the best way she got it penned. An emphasis is put to your intention, and it's likely she can move mountains with her looks alone. Karma is ashamed to even glance her way. Trials and tribulations are malleable at best because nothing is something. It's a start, beginning, ground level, and staying grounded levels the playing field, implanted by royalty. Hold your head high, queen. The rest of the world crumbles when you do.
That
Yeah,
was the
come through.
yeah, that was the vibe we was going for on that one for sure. And you say you had a second one for us too?
Yes. Okay. This is called When a Poet Goes Silent. I'm intrigued by the mind of a poet and the way things cross their mind, but it's hard to see them as human. Most of us would find them for being different, disappearing but staying in existence. It's kind of cryptic, which pairs perfectly with death. Out of sight, out of mind. Out of sights to spread what's on your mind, the criticisms, the individuals that kick it with them. It seems like expiration dates are always nearby, but we smile anyway. And any way we can truly deviate from the norm just to feel different, we take the chance in the short glimpses just after midnight where we've either been up for forever or we become woke because we ain't sleeping. It's not tied to the recents because most of our actions are foreshadowed. Predictions and descriptive, the way it's ripping us from existence. Lack of replies causes anger, and that boils like anger in the veins or arteries. Probably could have been the anomaly, but we're instead the anemia and irony. Metal and shit we don't belong in, but steel sharpens steel unless the steel is a blade for backstabbing. It's just acting, it's just actions, and poets believe in those more than words, which is absurd because why the fuck are you writing that? What do you hope to accomplish when your accomplishments only take you as far as a stanza? Be quiet, poet. Your opinion isn't valued unless it's pretty. People are always looking to receive, hence why it's popular to state what it's giving. Poets stay silent and watch them disintegrate into everyday people with no more outlets. So we go back to the suicidal method acting. We're all just one climactic scene away from exiting stage left. Then there's the clapping, the applause, maybe flowers because you can't die without them. The funeral home won't allow it, and you're going to die for this country anyway, whether it's American or you waving the white flag. I hate it. And it angers me more to embody hatred because I wanted to love. I wanted hugs. I wanted kisses, besos y abrazos, instead of going down this road of life trying to avoid potholes only to end up sinking vehemently. Today, I buried a mouse that died outside of my garage, and I could only think, was he trying to get in or did he get out? Was he running from something and died on this route? The mouse was a metaphor for a poet and what happens when we're at our lowest. You grieve, but did you know it? You saw them embracing shadows and encouraged the absorption of darkness in this artist. So why the fuck are you surprised at the means in which they die? Was it real life or was it lies? And when we lie, will there be somebody to bury us and care about our life? Will the prayer be an appropriate eulogy for somebody we lost brutally? I don't have the answers. Hoping that the last of my ink is a bucket list check and isn't a question mark. Poem.
Yo. Thank you so much for that piece. Everybody, do me a favor, unmute yourselves and give it up for Deep Thought, the lyricist.
I loved it. Thank you.
Amazing
I
as
think
always.
you left a room full of poets speechless, bruh.
Yeah, that was dope, dude.
That shit was dope, bro. There was a few lines in there that like really hit me hard to that last one. Man. Like, I like that. I like that.
Thank you. Thank you everybody for the feedback. Love y'all.
Yeah, and hopefully stick around for round 2 because I would love to hear another piece from you, man, as always. But before we close up round 1, my kid Boo just showed up. Boo, if you would like to unmute yourself and share some poetry, we would really appreciate it. Are you there, Brooklyn? All right, Boo, we'll get back to you, but you know what we do? We got to close the recording. Then we're going to go to round 2. So stick around if you guys want to share some more poetry. Thank you guys so much for being here. It's been an amazing night. Yeah, I really appreciate and love all y'all. And we hope to see you soon.